Fixture number 2 of the new Premier League campaign, and the Reds are back at Anfield as they look to build on that opening day draw at Stamford Bridge, with all 3 points here today. We could see home debuts for the new boys Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai, and can Luis Diaz continue his scoring start to the season? He netted twice in last season's record 9-0 win over the Cherries. It is Liverpool versus Bournemouth, and live audio commentary comes your way from 3 o'clock. Plenty of build-up to come before then, though. Welcome along to Matchday Live. We are streaming now on all LFC platforms you can possibly think of. We are on LFC TV, LFC TV Go, YouTube, Facebook, X, used to be Twitter, and TikTok. And to do all of that, I am joined by 2 legendary Liverpool figures in Gary Gillespie and Phil Thompson. Gentlemen, welcome back. The first home game of the new season. Was this something as a player, Gary, that you particularly look forward to, the first run out here?
Yeah, I think it's always exciting. I think a new season brings expectation, and when you come home to a stadium like this, which is magnificent, I think you just need to be here and walk around it. I mean, the stands are fantastic, the pitch is absolutely immaculate, and the atmosphere and excitement is all around, and you kind of like feed off of that as a player, especially with it being the first game. So I'm sure the players can't wait to get out and get the game started.
Yeah, you'd probably walk through the doors of this fabulous place thousands of times. I imagine the feeling never gets tiresome. You still enjoy it. Is there an opening day home game that stands out from your career? Is the one that you really look back on and think, oh, that was a good day?
Opening days were always fantastic. It was always great. Gary's quite right. That sort of the expectancy of us back in the day was immense. Certainly it carries its weight, and even back in our day the pitches were good for the first home games, which was so exciting. But if there was early games of the season, probably 78, 79, playing against Spurs, and they'd signed Ricky Villa, Ozzy Ardiles, they'd just been world champions with Argentina, and they'd signed them, the first couple of foreign players. So it was, and they were going to rule the world. Well, you didn't get us angry back in the day, and we literally, shirt sleeves up, let's go out there, let's show them. 7-0 it was. Terry McDermott, still, I believe, the greatest goal ever scored at Anfield with a header. So it was a sensational start. So those days, and it was a wonderful sunny day, as we've got here today. So it is. The players will be so excited.
He was never going to pick a 1-1 draw, was he?
I'd
say me a 7-0, didn't it?
Did we do that?
Well, any of you watching us on YouTube now, once you finish watching us, go on and search for that game and check out Terry's goal if you haven't seen it. It is absolutely fabulous. New season brings new things at the stadium. You look round now, work continues to upgrade the facility. Look at the Anfield Road, and not quite finished yet, unfortunately. Slight delays to the construction means it's only half open for today, so the capacity today reduced to around about 51,000. Once it's complete, it'll be 61,000. And Gary, that is the size of stadium that this football club demands. It needs to be bigger to satisfy the huge fan base.
Oh, it's progress, isn't it? I think we talk often about teams on the pitch evolving. I think the stadium has to evolve along with it. You know, we're in the 2023 going into 2024. I think a club like this demands a stadium, and the fans demand facilities like this. It's going to be second to none. Well, when I say second to none, I think Tottenham probably might have something to say about that. But it's a fantastic stadium, and the atmosphere can only be increased, to be quite honest with you. And the fact that it's all coloured in as well, we were talking about that earlier on, the noise levels are going to be absolutely fantastic.
Tottenham's is unique, isn't it? But it's new.
Yeah,
so
I know,
it's not got its identity, it's not got its soul yet. This place, we've remained here and we're upgrading it. The Anfield Road looks sensational. I know it's not finished, but once that's done and the two ends have been, the corners have been filled in, the atmosphere, how that's going to do it, and it's now, dare I say it, dwarfing the Kop and the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand. So you wonder where, and I know 61,000 sounds great, 70, 75,000, you'd think we could still sell out every week. The demand is that great for our football club worldwide. So it's still wonderful. You look at it, it's done a great job. I know they've got problems at the moment with finishing the stand, but it will look great.
Worth pointing out, you saw some of the pictures there. We've also increased the amount of the safe standing rail seats now, so there are just over 13,000 spaces that can be used for safe standing as well. So that's another thing that can add to the atmosphere moving forward. Okay, well, we await news as to whether new signing Wataru Endo will be eligible to make his debut here this afternoon. The 30-year-old midfielder became the second Japanese player to sign for Liverpool when he put pen to paper yesterday, arriving from Stuttgart. He says it's all a dream come true.
When I was a kid, I often watched Premier League games with my father, and yeah, I like Yajela, and I often watch how he played, and I often watch Liverpool games as well. Yeah.
How motivated are you to make the most of this opportunity at Liverpool?
Yeah, actually, I was a bit surprised when I got offer. Yeah, but also, how to say, yeah, I feel like, do I still have chance to move a big crowd or something like that? So, yeah, that's a very, how to say, exciting moment for me. And yeah, like I said, it's dream came true.
What are you hoping to achieve here while you're at Liverpool?
Yeah, I would like to achieve the Premier League champions, and I think we play Europa League in this season. So I think to win the title is our job, and I want to achieve it. Yeah.
Yeah, the latest man through the door, wealth of experience, 50 caps for Japan, captained his country, captained Stuttgart as well. It was one of those, Tomo, where initial reaction, people like a bit doom and gloom. It's not quite what we thought we would get. But actually, the more you think about it, the more it seems like a really smart bit of business. But what we need right here, right now.
Well, it is, because we've missed out on certain targets. I think we needed somebody to come in. Somebody more experienced, was the one here in the Premier League. It's always great if you can get somebody from the Premier League to step in straight away. It works. But if not, you've got to look for somebody experienced. And I think it's split the fan base. A lot of people have gone, he's third choice, maybe fourth choice, something like that. If I'm being honest, I haven't seen a lot of them. I've seen some clips that are on sort of Twitter, if not. But Didier Man, who works in the media in Germany, seen a lot of them, and he says, look, he says, this boy's a player. First thing, great attitude, enjoys responsibility, but he can play, does most things, nearly all things really good. Our big thing is to get him integrated in with the lads into Premier League football, and I think that's the only drawback with him. But it is, you look at him, and if you've seen clips, I don't know whether he had a look, Dizzy, but they were all very good. He played the role very, very well. And we need probably a bit of experience, because we have reduced the age level in the team, in the squad, and I think he'll fit in perfectly.
Yeah, he brings that experience, he brings a quality as well. Played 4 games for Japan the last World Cup. He has a pedigree, and he had a good season and was one of the shining lights in a poor Stuttgart side that only just narrowly avoided relegation last year.
Well, I think he brings a good work ethic as well, and I think we all know that Jurgen Klopp likes his midfield players to be able to work. I mean, I look at Glasgow Celtic, and I look at the Japanese players that like Celtic have got, and I've been very, very impressed with them. They kind of revolutionised Celtic as a team under Postecoglou. So I think if he's half as good as what we've seen at Celtic, the guys at Celtic, then I think we've got ourselves a bargain.
I think be careful what you wish for. People are looking and they're wanting. I think now he's 30 years of age, which has been a big drawback. What a lot of people are going on about him. 30 years of age. We signed a 35-year-old, and everybody was going, where's this going? He's taking the age up. Gary McAllister. And everybody was and ahhing about him. Became a 2-year legend at this football club because of his experience, because of his knowledge. He was captain of his clubs, the captain of Scotland, And you should obviously look at things like that. And this boy, hopefully, because we have to welcome him, we have to give this boy a chance.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp has made the James Milner comparison as well. He arrived at 29 and went on to be a pretty decent signing during his spell at the football club. So yeah, let's wait and see. Jurgen believes he can make an impact. Time will tell. Okay, well, it's now 2 o'clock, exactly 1 hour to kick off. We can get the breaking Liverpool team news from Peter McDowell.
Thank you, Mark. It's a 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon kickoff, but a game that could have it all. Home debuts for a couple of players, brand new Liverpool stand, the new Liverpool captain, and overall a new Liverpool. But the big question was around the new signing, Wataru Endo. Would he get his opportunity to start this game here this afternoon? The answer to that is no. He is amongst the Liverpool substitutes, so no issue with the work permit or the international clearance. So in the Liverpool squad, but not from the start. And it is an unchanged team to the one that drew at Chelsea last weekend. So as mentioned there, home debuts for Dominic Szoboszlai and also Alexis McAllister. Let's confirm that team for you in full then here this afternoon. So Alisson in goal, the 2 fullbacks as ever. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who makes his 200th appearance in Premier League football here this afternoon. And Andrew Robertson, special day for him, made his debut 6 years ago today. In that time, 63 assists, 8 goals, 6 major trophies as well. Not a bad signing for Liverpool, was it? Konate and Virgil van Dijk, the new Liverpool skipper, of course, at the heart of the defence. McAllister likely to be asked to play that role again in the 6th on his 100th Premier League appearance of the season. Of his career, I should say. Szoboszlai and Gakpo continue in that midfield alongside him. And then it's Salah, 8 and 8 against Bournemouth. A goal away from equalling that Steven Gerrard Premier League record as well, of course. Another record that could fall today. Jota potentially in that 9 position by the looks of things as well. And Diaz, who of course got 2 in that 9-0 win against Bournemouth here last season. So Wataru Endo, amongst the substitutes, 4 seasons at Stuttgart, 133 appearances, and now the 5th captain of his country in this Liverpool squad. A late bloomer who was always on the radar of Jurgen Klopp, he says, in case Fabinho was to leave the club as well. So will we get a sight of him today? It's an expectant Anfield, as always. They haven't lost their opening home game of the season in 20 years. Today is no time to start looking at breaking that record.
Thank you, Pete. Yeah, placed on the bench for Endo then. He is eligible to be involved but isn't starting today's game. Any surprises in the selection for you, Gary, or is this what you thought he would do given some of the positives from Stamford Bridge?
Well, it's difficult to say that you thought it was going to be the same team. I mean, the performance at Stamford Bridge I thought was a decent one. I think the first 15-20 minutes we looked really, really good. Towards the end of the game I thought we tired quite a bit. Probably because a lot of these guys in pre-season had not played a full 90 minutes, so I think that was only to be expected. But it's another run out for the guys that starting 11. So no, I'm not that surprised, to be quite honest with you. We're just talking off air. We thought that maybe Nunez might have come in at the side to maybe to create another option up front. But yeah, I think it's a strong setup. It's a strong side. McAllister did work in that number 6 position. I thought he saw an awful lot of the ball. And what we did well at Chelsea was we passed the ball a lot more between the lines than what I've seen us do in the last few seasons. So that was a positive. The negative is we still look a little bit vulnerable at times when teams catch us on the counter attack.
For me, I would have played. I sort of sent my team in earlier on today, and I did go with Nunez. I thought I like him, particularly here at Anfield, when he can cause absolute chaos, likes to run forward all the time, and that's what you need. You need to try and stretch defences. Doesn't surprise me that he's gone with the same team, but that was the only change that out. And I would like to think it'll be 4-2 with Szoboszlai and McAllister, and then Gakpo as a number 10, trying to get between the lines, which is what he does well. Because I do think we need 2 to protect the back 4. So that would be the way I see it playing. And Gakpo plays that number 10 role really well. Nunes stretching them. But listen, as Gary said, that first 20 minutes was quite exceptional. We did lose our way.
You know how you're saying like you would have two holding midfield players. Don't you think that he'll utilise Trent in doing that, coming from that right back position to play it?
He'd come on that right hand side, and everything would shift across. And like you can have, whether it's McAllister or Szoboszlai, they just move forward as it worked last year, and Trent slots in there. I just think we are too vulnerable, and every team is getting out, not just Chelsea last week, every team is getting at us and making it difficult for us. So that's what I would do. But those two in there would be movement to allow Trent to slot in as that third midfield player.
But the assumption is that once Endo is up to speed, or once Bajcetic, who's back in the group today, is up to speed, one of them will play in that central role. Trent will go in to be the two, and he'll play McAllister further forward. But I don't think there's a feeling that McAllister's going to play long term as a six, is there? I don't think.
Well, I think the fact that Szoboszlai came in and the fact McAllister came in, they wanted to play them as, well, I would say old-fashioned inside forwards probably, and with a holding midfield player. So you do see that Endo comes in as that number 6, and the other two play a little bit more advanced. A little bit like Gundogan and De Bruyne played for Manchester City. If you watched them last season, they've played in like little advanced positions and caused teams all sorts of problems. But whether that's in the manager's mind or not, I'm not sure.
It's always been the manager's way of playing. It's like a 4-3-3, but it's that one holding one, which is the way we've always played. So I think not having one of them has created a problem, because I don't think McAllister is a 6 or Szoboszlai is a 6. They're either side of that holding one. So hopefully, in the vision of Jürgen, is that holding one is going to be Endo, which will allow them to play. And as we say, then Trent can slot in there. If it's Szoboszlai on the right side, he moves forward a little bit. Trent comes in there. That's where the magic was happening last year. So, and then with what we're doing, we're getting another player further forward.
It's so confusing that we've gone from Hendo to Endo in very similar positions. But just on that, yeah, this is very much a selection for the here and now, isn't it? It's for what we can do now with what we have. Longer term, there is a vision potentially that Thomas speaks about when he gets everyone fit and available and everyone in he wants.
Well, I mean, who's to say that there's not going to be more people coming through the door as well? So you know, I think we're still evolving. We're still like looking to get a couple of players in, or maybe one player in. I mean, we just have to wait and see exactly how it evolves, and like how Endo coming in and like playing that holding midfield role. We'll just have to see how that works and how that happens. But he has got options. It's a big plus that Bajcetic is coming back as well. I think he's on the bench today, so that's a big step back for, like, a big step forward for him as well. So
Thiago's round the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
So things at least are improving in that area.
Yeah. And there's always a certain amount of adapting and guesswork around these first few games as teams find their feet and teams feel their way through the opening fixtures.
Well, I don't think we're alone in that department. I think everybody in the Premier League is like in the same boat.
Because it gives the likes of us plenty to talk about.
We lost 3 last season, and then we lost Fabinho and Endo, and then we only brought 2 in. I think we've all been caught napping. So I would like to think Endo's in, but I would like to think there's at least another one.
Endo's in and Endo's out. Yeah.
At least there's another one round the corner.
Yeah. We're trying to find someone that rhymes with Fabinho. Not quite as easy. Okay, we're going to pause things just there. We have plenty of coverage of today's game, though, right across all our LFC platforms. As mentioned, live audio commentary of the game comes your way from 3 o'clock on LFC TV and LFC TV Go. That is followed by the Matchday reaction show at 5:15 with exclusive post-match interviews from the tunnel. Free highlights will be available to watch on LFC TV Go this evening at 7 p.m. with the full 90 minutes available from midnight. And do look out for the very first Inside Anfield of the new season. That will land on YouTube and Facebook at some point on Monday. It's time now to say goodbye to our viewers across our social media platforms. If you want to continue watching our build-up, though, you can find the details of how to sign up to LFC TV and LFC TV Go on the official club website, liverpoolfc.com/watch. And lots more to come for those of you watching on LFC TV, though, and Go after the break. We'll be hearing from Luis Diaz, Jurgen Klopp, and the new Bournemouth boss, Andoni Iraola. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.